Hi there! In honor of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings coming out this Friday, September 3rd, I'm going to be guessing the plot of the movie just based off of the merchandise. Let's get into it. Just getting this straight, I've only watched the first trailer once, and I haven't heard any reviews or spoilers from people who have watched the movie. I'm just going off of my knowledge from the comics and that one time I saw the trailer. I promise. With that being said, let's move on to the characters, starting with Shang-Chi. Well, he's the main character, trained since birth to be a deadly weapon. We know at some point he goes off into the world to just live a regular life, and I'm going to bet that we are introduced to Shang-Chi not in the very beginning of the movie, but actually right after the Marvel credits. The credits are not on my little handy timeline right here, but I'm just gonna stick them right here. Let's say the credits are like this line right here. And why not the very beginning before the credits? Because I feel like we're gonna meet another character first, and that is Wenwu. Wenwu is Shang-Chi's father and the leader of the Ten Rings. Like a lot of Asian parents, I'm assuming he's going to be pretty strict, traditional, and has a lot of big expectations for Shang-Chi. So I believe that he's going to be one of the first characters that we meet, if not the first. And that's going to be in the very beginning of the movie with some kind of battle or war, because I'm assuming that the first scene in the movie shows us how he comes into contact with the Ten Rings, essentially. So that's what I'm betting on. And along with Wenwu, I'm betting we're going to meet another character in the very beginning, and that's going to be Zhang Li. Probably Shang-Chi's mom. I think they're going to go the Zuko from Avatar route, where she's going to be super kind, and Shang-Chi's really going to like her, but she's going to go missing, essentially. I also believe that she's going to be introduced in the very first scene of the movie, in whatever battle they take place in, alongside with Wenwu. Maybe they even meet on the battlefield or something. And again, like I said, she's probably going to be missing. I think she's going to be in the ancient village, and for the most part, when we see her in the movie, it's probably going to be through flashbacks. Katie, aka Aquafina, Shang-Chi's best friend, gonna be the outsider looking in. She's gonna ask all the questions for the audience, and I believe she's going to be introduced right after Shang-Chi is introduced, as these pictures get progressively bigger. I'm sorry about that. I see that she's in like traditional garb, so it looks like she's fighting. My question is, why would they bring her along? Why would Shang-Chi bring her? Or why would the Ten Rings want her either? I have questions about that. Xialing, I have her right here. Shang-Chi's sister. She's gonna be a lot like her dad. She reminds me a lot of Sister Dagger from the comics, actually. So, like I said, she's gonna be like her dad, so probably really traditional, but ultimately a good guy. So think like Master Tigress from Kung Fu Panda. And I feel like she's going to be introduced at the beginning of Act 2. So, right when they get to the Ten Rings. Death Dealer, Wenwu's top disciple, or something along those lines. I don't think his identity is going to be a big deal, unlike Taskmaster from Black Widow. I will tell you this, I'm pretty sure that in terms of challenging, Shang-Chi is not going to be able to even get close to his dad until he's able, or at least capable, of beating Death Dealer. So I am going to put Death Dealer... Oh my gosh, move. He's stuck there. I can't. Well, I'm gonna... Oh my god. Wait, it's just Death Dealers everywhere. Wait, why are they all spawning like that? Oh gosh. Okay, let's make them big. There we go. Right here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Right here. Okay? Right there. with the inciting incident, essentially. At the end of Act 1. So, Razor Fist. A hired hand, literally. I assume that he's just gonna be sent along with Death Dealer to retrieve Shang-Chi from San Francisco, so he's gonna be right there next to his best friend. Just like that. Yeah, that's about it. I don't think he's going to be too important. The Great Protector. I don't think the Great Protector is gonna be a character, much more like a plot device, honestly. And people have speculated that this is Fin Fang Foom, and I don't think so, considering the name, the Great Protector. It doesn't really imply evil at all. So I believe that the Great Protector will show up in the very beginning, in that little flashback war scene that I'm expecting to happen before the credits. And yeah, that's all there is to it. And yeah, Morris. Morris is clearly going to be the most important character in the movie. I believe that he has found a way to brainwash Wenwu. He's somehow manipulated Wenwu in a way to, like, feed into his own plans. You know that fake Mandarin from Iron Man 3? That was on Morris's plan. You know, he's manipulating Wenwu, essentially, to start a war with the United Nations and Thanos. And that's why Wenwu, when he blipped, it's because Morris wanted him to blip, essentially. But yeah, anyways, in all seriousness, I think Morris might have some ties to the dragons or something like that, and introduced at the beginning of Act 2. No, I don't think he's going to be very important at all, actually. And now onto the scene section. AKA the Lego section, really. And speaking of Lego, what the heck, Lego? 2 Lego sets for this whole movie? Like, I get it. Spoilers, right? But the Eternal sets just came out and there's like 4 of those. Well, regardless, here we are with our first Lego set. It's called Escape from the Ten Rings, and it features Shang-Chi, Wenwu, Katie, and Razor Fist. And of course, Morris. Well, I can tell you one thing for certain. Razor Fist is probably going to die in the scene. You know, especially since this is called Escape from the Ten Rings, so I am going to place it at the beginning of Act 3, or maybe, honestly, either beginning of Act 3 or end of Act 2. It has to be, it's reaching towards the climax, essentially. And we all know that Razor Fist and Death Dealer, they're fulfilling like very similar roles, and Razor Fist is just more disposable in my eyes. So I think Razor Fist is gonna die. He's even worse. He's probably going to be killed by Awkwafina. I'm sure she's gonna run him over, probably. Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. Shang-Chi versus Death Dealer. This is definitely a rematch between these two characters. I'm sure they fight at the end of Act 1. I'm going to tell you this. Shang-Chi loses that first fight. And I'm not sure if they're going to be able to finish the rematch because of this next scene. Battle at the Ancient Village. First, I forgot to put the first 2 Shang-Chi versus Death Dealer fights. So let me just do that right there. End of Act 1. And probably beginning of Act 3 towards the climax. And this is the main attraction. I might actually buy this Lego. This is the Battle at the Ancient Village. This is definitely the climax of the movie. It features Shang-Chi, Xialing, Wenwu, Death Dealer, and it looks like Morris is still sticking around. So I think Xialing is going to defeat Death Dealer. She's going to be able to finish off what Shang-Chi started with that. She might kill him. I think it's a good 50-50 chance. But meanwhile, Shang-Chi is going to be fighting Wenwu over control of the Ten Rings, like the literal Ten Rings, not like the organization. But symbolically, I guess it would be control of the organization too, not that Shang-Chi wants it. I think Shang-Chi is going to want to try to return the Ten Rings to the Great Protector. And Wenwu is going to want more power from the Great Protector, like its energy, or I guess it would be like chi or something like that, or more rings maybe, because if you didn't know, the 10 rings is they're actually pieces of technology used by the dragons, and that's why they're like the size of armbands for us, because they're meant for dragon thingies. So Wenwu is probably going to beat up Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is going to be on the brink of defeat, but then the Great Protector is going to power up Shang-Chi or like help him out in some way, and together they're going to be able to defeat Wenwu. But I don't think Wenwu is going to die. I think that this is going to be our first MCU villain that recurs throughout a trilogy, because if they decide to make a trilogy with just Shang-Chi as the leading character, Shang-Chi doesn't have many villains from the comics that you can pull from. You've used like a good 85% of his villains just in this movie, basically. So, you know, how cool would it be to just have Wenwu be the villain throughout these 3 movies and actually stretch out both of their arcs? I think that would be really cool for the MCU, because they've literally never done that. I don't know why they haven't done that before. But yeah, ultimately Shang-Chi wins, and that's that for the battle. And there you have it, the full timeline for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Look at that, with 100% accuracy. It's pretty good, honestly. Don't trust those other people. Don't trust Jeremy Johns. This is what you get. Oh, and post-credit scenes, of course. The first one's gotta be serious. I'm thinking someone from the Iron Man family of characters probably comes in and talks to Shang-Chi about the Ten Rings and the whole kidnapping situation. Could be War Machine. Could be maybe even Spider-Man. Not sure. Maybe even Doctor Strange. You know, he has some ties with that part of the world, basically. I think dragons and stuff is in his field, basically. And the second post-credit scene will feature Morris. I guarantee you that he's too important. Well, those are my predictions for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed hearing about what will happen in the movie before you even go out and watch it this Friday. And be sure to catch the movie, because I will be reviewing it this weekend, and that way you'll get 2 pieces of content, because you'll be able to rewatch this video and see if I was correct in my predictions, which I was, and you'll also be able to see my thoughts on it and see my reaction to see how correct I was on my prediction. But until then, I'll see you all later. Bye.